Hi everybody, I'm Laura. Welcome back. It is the afternoon. I am so sorry. I slept in this morning, didn't wake up till 8:30. It is chilly. We got our first snow yesterday, and I don't think everybody quite caught what I was getting at in my video the other day, Friday. I am only keeping a few things out of the package that I got. I'm going to be doing a giveaway with most of those things. I have heifer hair on me, and the minute I touch the bead mat, it like poof, it's on the bead mat. Go figure. So anyways, I'm going to start by using some of these rose quartz chips. I was Thursday on Thanksgiving. I was peeling potatoes and the phone rang and up come an area code that I knew, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's my brother. You know, talking to someone on Facebook is so much different than talking to someone in person. And for the first time ever, I got to, he put me on speaker, and I talked to him and my sister-in-law, and it's been 12 years since I've spoke person to person with my one brother. I have more than one brother, but I'm only speaking to him currently, and that's okay. That's fine. What I want to do is, I was like, I know what I want to give him for Christmas, but I was like, does she even like jewelry? I don't know her. I've never met her. She is a Pampered Chef consultant. I do know that. So, I can't really buy her something from there because she's probably already got everything. And I was just kind of like, what, my brother's simple, he's a down-to-earth person. He's a lot like me. He takes a lot of things to heart. He doesn't like the family arguments that's going on and all the hatred. He's like me. He wants no part of it, and it bothers him. So I want to make her a chunky rose quartz bracelet. So I'm thinking about making it 2-strand and then down to 1 strand. This video is going to be one of my longer ones. So it's going to go up later because I'm kind of behind the ball on everything with Thanksgiving and all that. And I know everybody's busy. So, it just is what it is. I have lost my little clips. I lost every one of them. I cannot find them nowhere. So we're just going to go with this for now and work with it. I'm going to just bead on. I was sitting here playing with this and kind of, I looked up and my phone is filming upside down. So I stopped it and I was like, start it over. Just start it over. So what I'm going to do is I already tested. I can put 2 strands. This is the 7-strand beading wire. They call it Tiger Tail. It comes in 10-pack. 30 feet on each roll. I love this stuff. It comes in different colors from BB Craft. All those links will be in the description of this video. There's going to be BB Craft. There's going to be Craftica. There's going to be Bargain Bead Box. It's all going to be down below. So watch for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to pay attention to size. Well, maybe I want to put smaller ones on the end because we are going to be bringing it down to, single strand. But for the most part, it's going to be double strand. And then about the last inch or so, it'll be single strand. So basically I want 4 inches of chunky rose quartz. I'm trying to find a little sneaky peek hole through it. So it was a really nice conversation, getting to catch up with him and getting to chit chat a little bit with Stacy, you know, in the background, her chiming in with the conversation. It was great. You know, they were on a landline, so we were just kind of, you know, just talking, and they had company coming, and she was cooking and still, and you know, it was really nice. So I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And then of course, you know, I woke up late. I'm gonna have to start setting an alarm because I need to not be sleeping until 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's not like me. Now I know this has a hole. I just gotta find it. And you know, so I'm trying to not do that. If that makes any sense. I used to be one of those people that would get up at 4:30 every morning, make my coffee, have something to eat, take my meds, and start beading. I'd be sitting at my bead mat by 5 o'clock in the morning every morning. So, you know, that was always, I was that person. That's got a fairly good size hole. I'll save that for 2 strand. So I think that's the part that's going to be double on that string. I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to do the other strand. So yeah, I need to get myself out of that rut and back into doing what I used to do, because it's not like me to do that. So it's got a really good size hole. So let's go leave him. Well, he's big though. We don't want to, well, yeah, I don't know. That's on the edge. Let's not do that. Anyways, as I was saying, everything turned out pretty good. I had a really rough time making my gravy. I've never had an issue making homemade gravy, but it just would not thicken. I don't like him on there. He doesn't work out well. Let's get some more pieces off. And of course I have them tangled. Normally my gravy turns out really well, and I have no issues making it. And it doesn't matter if I use it doesn't matter what I use to make my gravy. I always use flour. I've never had an issue making gravy, but no matter what I did, the gravy would not thicken. And then I finally made a roux and thickened it that way because I was afraid if I use any more flour, it's going to taste like flour. So I switched to making it with a roux, and it thickened. And then after it sat, it was way too thick. Go figure. I'll leave him for the end on the other side in case I need him. And So that happened, and I ended up taking the drippings when I was, after we ate. I took the drippings and I heated up the gravy and I added it to the gravy, and then it was really thin again. And I was like, okay, I made another roux, try to thicken it, and it stayed like water. It would not thicken. No matter what I did, I could not thicken that gravy. And it stayed that way. It would not thicken no matter what I did, guys. I finally gave up. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to quit. And it thickened a little bit, but not like I should have. So I gave up and decided it's just not going to be much of a gravy. So that's how my gravy turned out. But everything else went kind of according to the way it should. Except Alan swears my turkey was poisoning him. Yeah. So I have way too many on this, so we're going to back a couple off, at least one. So I ended up, I still think one needs to come off. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, he said that my turkey poisoned him because he had a bellyache, and he thought at first it was the gravy because, I had such a hard time with the gravy. So second time he didn't have any gravy. So and then he got really sick. And then, with a bad bellyache, and then, whatever. And then, of course, I'm going to have stomachache anyways. I can't eat solid foods, and I did because it was Thanksgiving, and I just wanted to eat. And I knew I would have a bellyache. That's, I have gastroparesis, and it's me. And I knew I would have a stomachache, so, it is what it is. And I made, stuffing green beans with butter. What else did I make? Guys, I can't remember. I made yams with marshmallows. I think everything except for the homemade stuffing came from the food pantry, except for the potatoes. I peeled homemade potatoes, made them home from scratch. That's another one. It's way up there towards the, on the edge. He wouldn't eat any of the extra stuff except for the green beans. So he had gravy, mashed potatoes. He had some of the gosh, I can't remember what else he ate. Green beans, mashed potatoes, gravy, and turkey. So, yeah, that was it. Let me measure that. But, so we're at 4.5 inches. I don't know Stacy's wrist size. I'm going to put one more on this side. I think I'm going to turn that around. Because of the way these go on, one side may fit better. So, and she doesn't watch my videos, so she wouldn't know what I'm going to be sending her or making for her. So, you know, I can make her all kinds of stuff and she wouldn't know what I made. And that'll give me 5 inches if I can find just a little one for this side. And then I'll put a extender chain on. Let me get something really close there. It's still not quite 5 inches, but so let's see. I kind of like him. I like that. But that's how Thanksgiving went. And so somewhere I have a bag of, where's my little blue container? Everything's all over now, guys. I'm sorry. I need to get everything put away. I want one of those. I want one of those. I want a silver bead on each end. And I want, these are the ones from Bargain Bead Box. The ones in my container from Amazon. Do I want to use these? I think so. 1, 2. So what you're going to do when you're using these are the Stop It beads, is I'm going to go ahead and put my little silver bead on. Just like so over both of them. I'm going to settle all my crystals down in. I'm going to put my Stop It bead on both of these. Hold them together. Originally, Alan was going to his brother's and he changed his mind. I'm not sure why he changed his mind, but he did. I'm taking one end, just one side of my 2 strands, and I'm putting back through the Stop It bead. I would put both of them through, but it does not fit. Come on. And the hole in these may be a little smaller than the ones from Amazon, so and these are point, there we go. It was just me. I wasn't getting it aimed right. Taking hold of this, and I'm going to pull. I'm pulling with this one here. And I'm going to settle all my crystals back the way I had them so that they fit nice. Shoving my Stop It bead and everything up against them. And I'm going to hold that nice and tight. I'm getting my crimp pliers because they work the best for these. I'm putting it in my far end, standing it upright, and I'm going to press down on the plunger. And I made a rookie mistake. You see what I did? But thankfully it's not, you know what? That did not plunge. Thank you. It did not go down. Thank you. Okay. He failed, and that's unusual. That's a bargain bead box one. Usually bargain bead box ones work really well. Let me see if I can get that off there. If not, I'll just give it a little clip right here. I've never had a bargain bead box one fail like that. So let me see if I can get a hold of that wire. Pull it back through. Get it back out of there. And let's get that off there. I have never had a bargain bead box one not work. Okay, I am going to have to clip that off because I started to clip it. And we'll use the other wire to go through. That was a first for me. So I'll use my longer one to go through and make my loop. I forgot to shorten my loop. Get a hold of it. Take my tail, put it back through there, and shorten my loop. I'm going to get a hold of this short one. I don't want it in the one that I'm going to be looping. I'm going to shorten my loop. So I'm going to pull that down. I don't want that loop to be too big. This side I'm going to put my jump ring through, and I'll do that at the end because I may add chain. I'll probably add chain. So I'm leaving about that much. And now we're going to try this. I have never had one from Beadbox Bargains fail. That is definitely a shock to my system. I'm going to plunge it. That one did too. Why? All right. I'm going back to the Amazon ones. All right. Hold on. Well, that is definitely strange. Let me get two from Amazon. When I'm not in a hurry, I will play with those and see why those are breaking. That really, if it was just one, I would say, oops, there was a bad one. But I just had two in a row break. And I have not used the ones from Beadbox Bargains before, the silver ones. I've had no problems with the gold ones. All right. And again, I'm adding chain, so I'm going to just leave that closed. These are from Amazon. They're the same thing, they're just from Amazon. You can tell that went right down like it should. And it is tight. I'm going to clip this end. Normally I put the first end I put on is the end that gets the clasp. But, you know, you don't always have to do it that way. And I wanted to show you that you don't. And now I'm just going to slide everything down. And by doing it this direction, I'm getting a moment to settle all these nuggets where they need to be on each strand. Okay. Now, on this one, we're going to go ahead and put my silver spacer bead on. I'm putting this on, both. Again, this is one from Amazon. It just blows me away that I had 2 of those not work. I'm taking one wire and separating it from the other. I'm putting, this is a large lobster clasp, that's why I only went 5 1/4 inches, because between the other stuff, that makes this about 7 inches. I know from pictures I've seen of her, she's got a fairly good size wrist. So I know that I can go like a 7-inch bracelet easily. And now I'm going to bring all this down right up against everything. Leave plenty of room for my lobster to wiggle. Gotta have that wiggle room, guys. And make sure, see, I have space here and I shouldn't. So let's pull. That means one of my wires was loosey-goosey. Always check your bracelet. Now I can pull all this again. I have a loose wire. Is it this one? No, it's this one. I need to pull on this. Get a hold of my wire. Now pull all this down. Now I can readjust by holding my lobster and bringing it back down. I have loose space. Bring it all down. It's a little fiddly, but I love the outcome. Check it. I do want a little play, but that's way too much. Remember, these are chunky, so it's going to take up a lot of room. I think that's perfect. Let's go ahead and close that stop it bead. Stand it up and down in straight in your crimp pliers. Push down. And then I'm going to put it in the far end and crimp down again. Give it a tug test. It's on there. I'm going to clip my tails. I heard it cut, but it didn't cut all the way through. Let's go back in there, get it. And then I'm going to come back here and very carefully make sure I cut only this wire. So I'm going to pull it off to the side. I'm going to come back here. That one's sticking way up. Tuck it down in. I'm going to come over here. And I am going to use, I have this chain. It's a little bit bigger. And it's just a big chain that I've had in my stash. I kind of like it with the bigness of this, so we're going to use some of it. I don't know if I'm going to use, it's an oval jump ring, but you can see it's not really closed. If I can keep it closed, I'll use it. If not, I'm going to get rid of it. I am going to open, whoops, I dropped it. First thing I'm going to do is open that oval jump ring up. I'm going to hook it into my bracelet, reposition, and because yes, it'll hold it. There we go. We're going to measure this. Get rid of my spare wire. I don't think I've ever done this chunky of a bracelet. See, it's only at 6 inches. And so I want to cut at 7 inches, which is right there. And then that should be good. And we want to look at our links. So we're going to cut these 2 links right here. I'm going to cut first this link. And then the link with it. And when I put my jump ring on, I'm going to link into both of those links. Well, I actually technically don't really have to. I just would like to. So if I get a hold of both of them just like that, it will look like a continuation of that chain. Now, I wear a 7 1/4 inch bracelet, and this will just barely close on my wrist. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm also going to add one more jump ring on that, and then, whoops, that will give it 7 1/2 inch. Plus, I'm going to put a jump ring halfway through the middle because this is a gift and I don't know her wrist size. This way, it will fit at 7 1/4, 7, and a little more than 7 1/4. And then it'll fit like 6 and roughly 6 3/4. So I'm going to hook it these 2 links right here if I can catch them both. There we go. And I can, if I find a small enough crystal, I wonder if he will fit. Well, if I do that, it may not close. He's tiny. Well, maybe if I put it on another jump ring and dangle it. Let's see how that works. So now she can put it here, 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 or on the very, very end if she needs that extra little piece. And I love the way that looks. Chunky, big. I love that. Okay, so let's put these aside and go on to the next piece. I'm debating on making because I don't think that's going to go on a jump ring itself. Let's see. If it will, I'll use it as a, you know, and I am terrible at wire wrapping, guys. Just saying. But I can. I have these. Let's wire wrap that and put it right in the middle. So it's on there. we're going to come up just a little bit, go over, move my pliers, and we're going to come back. Before I actually wrap that, I'm going to put it on that jump ring so I don't have to open it again. Put it through that loop like that. This is really, really fine. So I'm going to get a hold of it with my pliers. And I'm just going to wrap down towards that crystal a few times, like so. And then I'm going to reach in there with my nippers, and I'm going to nip that off. And there's a little tiny bit of a tail. And I'm going to try to roll him on down. There we go. So there is that bracelet. I did get a quartz dangle, and there is that piece. All right, so I'm a little shocked with the Stop It beads. Those are the first time I've used the ones from Bargain Bead Box. All right, let's move on. I need to use up some of my Bead Box bargains. I love this branch. We're going to use these and that branch. And no, I'm not going to do anything more than that and put it on some chain. I think I'm going to use Coriana. I got a lot of compliments on the Coriana chain when people started coming through my booth. I got to tell you, ladies' night out was rough. Everybody in the place that I sat up in knew each other. So right now I'm getting 20 inches roughly of Coriana chain. And so I was kind of the outsider of the group. And when that happens, you kind of know, yeah, it's just under 20 inches. So by the time I get everything added, it's going to be about 22 inches. So I am going to use another big lobster clasp. Oops, I'm going to need that little guy. I want to use these on the Coriana chain. And then my friend Sandy come in, and she starts talking to me and stuff. And I think at that moment, because nobody would step in my booth, absolutely nobody stepped in my booth, guys. I'm not kidding. And that's the way it is in town. Like, I'm going to go with 5. You're pretty much an outsider unless somebody knows you. And until Sandy came in about, I'd say, over an hour into being open, until Sandy came in, nobody would come into my booth. Which kind of like was a little upsetting because, you know, it shouldn't be that way. Just because people don't, you know, you don't get along. It's not that we didn't get along. It's, how do I want to word it? I was not in their crowd. I guess is how I want to put it. I was not part of their in crowd. Jump ring. And I'm sure most of you kind of know what I mean by being in the in crowd. It just is what it is. And it's kind of, in my opinion, it's very childish, but you know, it just is what it is. So we're going to use some clamshells, and I need to get out a couple of these. Once Sandy came in and started talking, and she spent some time in the booth just visiting with me, and she felt nobody would even fill out a for the bracelet, for the drawing. I was like, don't forget to put your name in for the drawing for the bracelet that I made, blah blah blah. I was, trying to talk to people, and they were totally ignoring me, just like, you know. But it's okay. It is what it is. I'm debating if I want this straight on. It's nice and smooth, so I'm going to put this straight on. These are all products from Beadbox Bargains and Bargain Beadbox. This is from the subscription. I love the branch. It may not go anywhere. Yeah, I need beads under there. It just doesn't want to flow right. So let me get a few more out. It's like high school all over again. And people shouldn't be that way. But we all know that it is. And even when you like go places for dinners, there's clicks. And I know you've all seen it. That'll make it fit so much better. After she came and everything, because her granddaughter was set up selling bracelets that she made, so her ex-daughter-in-law was there. So I'm putting on these decorative bead spacers, and then putting on the 3.2 millimeter spacers between them, right onto the Coriana chain. I do have a code, and everything is down below. Please click the description and check that out. I will have an update on, everything, and tell you what sold and how much I finally did make. And what I sold, actually, I did it in half an hour. No kidding. So anyways, that's kind of how it went in a nutshell. I think there was only like 5 names in the drawing. And one of the girls that was there, she actually knew Fritz's daughter, Autumn, rode the bus with her. Because Fritz had Autumn like every other weekend or something. So, she knew Autumn from the bus. And that's whose name got drawn for the bracelet, which was pretty cool. She was a young lady. She was, I think she might have been maybe 18 or 19. So, yeah. But, you know, that's how things went. I love using Coriana chain. I don't know how many of you use it, but you can bead pretty much almost anything on it. I think 80 seed beads fit. I don't know about 60 will fit, but I don't think 11 will. I love how that looks. That is amazing. And it's just seed beads on the Coriana chain. We are going to put the, there we go. Get a hold of it there. And if these don't fasten down, I'm going to get my, if I can find them real quick, the 2 by 1.2 little crimp beads and use them, because if you go to Beadbox Bargains and you buy your Coriana chain, there are 2 different sizes, and if this is the smaller of the 2 by 2 crimp tubes don't like to squish down and stay on these. I did find that out. I think I kind of broke my crimp tube. Nope. Let's see if it holds. Yes. Okay. There we go. So I crimped that on there. You don't want to squeeze your clamshell too hard. If you get your steel ones from Bargain Bead Box, they are more sturdier. And then you want to squish down good on these loop ends, because they'll kind of like clip into each other really good. And it makes a nice looking seal. And we're going to do that again. And hopefully, whoops, we got to put our clamshell on first. Up through the bottom, out through the mouth of it. Put our crimp tube on. I did not make a pie because I really didn't need any extra food. As a matter of fact, I think yesterday I finished up what I decided I was going to eat of the leftovers, and the rest will go out to feed the wildlife. We have a fox that comes around. He's quite large, he or she, and he loves the leftovers. And we have other wildlife that we feed out in the field. I love watching the wildlife. You know, and by feeding them scraps, they stay out of the trash. They stay away from, you know, your farm animals, your smaller farm animals. They don't go after chickens if you feed them scraps, you know, leave your scrap piles out. They'll leave the chickens alone. They'll leave, you know, other things alone. They're not as apt to get into your other things, you know. So when you're living out in the country, putting your scraps out is a common thing to do. You see so many people say, oh, you should not put your scraps out because it draws wildlife. Well, it's drawing the wildlife because A, they're hungry, and B, it keeps them out of farmers' chickens and chicken coops. It's not drawing them, it's keeping them fed. So, and then putting out like your potato peels and things like that when you don't have anything to feed for yourself. You know, potato peels are great for the skunks, the possums, and things like that. So it's a good practice. So I put a jump ring through my loop here, added my lobster and closed it. And then on this side, these are really strong, by the way. I want to get it going. And I probably should have checked this one first. it takes a couple times of using these to get them going. I know on the one I used for Stacy's, it worked really good. That, and you can see how bad my fingers are. Come on. I may change him out. See? Yeah, I'll change him out. The one on Stacy's worked really good. Let's see. That's why I was like, oh, I'm not going to worry, they work good. But he's a little stiff. I'll change him out. So, anyways, we also have barn cats that live in the barn up the way. The barn cats take care of the mice. He's a little funky, so I'm going to set him aside. Use this one. There we go. So they come down when they're hungry, if there's scraps. I mean, I had a lot of scraps, so I love this necklace. So that is from Bargain Bead Box, everything there. All right, let's see, what else can we make? I really, really need to use this, some more of this box. I have not done anything with these barrel beads. He's got a lot of marks on him. I got 8 of them out. Do I want to pair them with these red? No, that looks terrible. Nope. This is why I haven't used them. I haven't found anything. I kind of like them with those. Let's do something with that. And I need bead caps, so we'll use bead caps. Let's make a bracelet. Let's put that dangle with it. I just have not really come up with anything with that. No. Let's just make a bracelet. It's not going to be very bright and pretty. These are the, let me get my paper. Those are not tree agate matte round beads for sure. Moss agate round. Those are 6mm. Okay, green tiger eye round beads. I have an order coming in that you guys are going to absolutely love. Or at least I hope you will. Let's get some of these out. Let's try. I don't like those on that. Let's go with some of these. I am almost out of these. I did not place an order for Black Friday. By the time I paid bills and stuff, I just did not have the extra. So it did not happen. Let's not use him. He's kind of got some funk on him. I don't want to overdo with that. Maybe 5. 1 for a center. We'll put like that. We'll have a dangle. We'll put that, there, and there. Let's crack open these guys. I have not used these. My order from BB Craft will be here, hopefully. For some reason, they sent it from Chicago, Illinois, or Glendale, or something, Illinois, to Iowa. Now it's in Texas. Like, are you kidding me? And then I think I want to do like there, 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 and then on the end. Let's see how that goes, guys. And let's get some of my green. I really actually like the way that looks. I need one more round. That's more than enough. Let's clip it. So I got some of my green tiger tail, aka 7-strand beading wire. And this is going to be a single strand. I'm going to use a smaller jump, or smaller one of these. I may need a piece of this. It's a scrap that I clipped off from a piece that I shortened for a lady in Adrian. And I need a piece to clasp into, and one of those, and I also need, nope, I don't want to trust those, so we're going to use these. May I use these? I don't know if I'm going to use those or if I'm going to use clamshells. I'll make that decision when I get going. So I want to make my center focal a little different than the rest of it, so I'm going to start with it. I do know I'm going to put this on like this. I like the way that looks with that bead cap. I didn't like the other bead cap with it. I want to put spacer bead, the green, you know what, for the center, I want to put a bead cap on that. So I'll have to get out more bead caps. Let's see how this bead looks with a bead cap. I may not like it. I'm only going to do this. Oh, no, no, no. That looked absolutely horrible. Let's do that. Find the hole. And then a spacer bead. Okay, pick it up with a wire. And then when I'm not having it at a focal, I'm not going to use a spacer bead. So it'll just be like this. Let's see how that looks. If I like it, we'll go with it. So this is my center focal here. I like that. And then we'll just do these. And because they're at the end of this bracelet, then I'll put spacer beads. So let's go ahead and do that. I love the color Tiger Eye. It's expensive though to buy it. Guys, I really like that. All right, let's clip this end and go up the other side and see how long this is. So we're gonna need some spacer beads down here. So we want a spacer bead, green Tiger Eye, spacer bead, and then into the rest of this with just the bead caps, the barrel beads, tiger eye, bead cap, barrel bead, bead cap, and then straight to the tiger eye, spacer bead, tiger eye, spacer bead, and let's see how long this is. That is really, really pretty. I like that. Let's measure this. Kind of buried my tape measure. So we are at, well, let's get it shoved down there so we can actually measure it. 5 1/4 inches. So it'll be 6 1/4, 6 1/2. Let's go. What does this add to it? Kind of would like to do one more, because I would be adding a spacer bead and one more of those beads on each end. That would add 3/4 of an inch, so put 6. The closure would add another 1.5 inches. That would be 7 1/2. That's way too much. So we would add 2 more spacer beads on each end. Let me get one more. And just to be sure, we're going to measure the spacer beads, because I really don't want to add way too much. So I had 5 1/4. We're adding an 1/2 inch, so that would be 5 3/4. So we'll do that. That will put us at 6 and let's add just 1, because 5 3/4 and 1.5 inches is 7 1/4. I would rather add a piece of chain. Measure. I threw it too far away. We are at 5 1/2. Get the lace straight, just over 5 1/2. So that'd be 7 inches. All right, let's go with that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the, I'll put them in there. I'll know they're the good ones. We're going to go ahead and do the clamshell on this one. So I'm going to get out 2 clamshells. And what do I do with them? Okay. I was like, I know I have the color that matches. I just had to find them and put them back in the correct container when I'm done. There we go. All right, so I'm going to clip one end just so I don't lose the beads off. And we're going to put a clamshell on one end, through the bottom, up through the top. I really want to try the French wire, but I'll probably have to wait till the first of the year. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten this. You can if you feel better, and I'll show you another way. We're going to make a loop if you want to have 2 strands, you can make a loop. Because I know some people worry about with it only being a single strand coming loose. You can make the loop like this. Bring it all the way up like that. And we're going to crush it. I don't normally do this because it's really hard to get that to not be crossed over. I'm going to pull on this. It's on there snug. And then you have to clip this out of your way. This little tail right here. But you still got to leave a little bit of tail so that doesn't come off this way and it doesn't come off this way. Bring your clamshell up. And when you make the loop, the only thing I don't like about this, because I've seen other people doing this, is it sits in there funny. Do you see how that now it doesn't want to sit in there straight like it should? I don't like how it sits in there when you make the loop. But I will show you that, and then I'll show you without the loop. And then once you make the loop and you make sure that this is in there tight, you have to clip both of these wires off short, just like you would if it was one loop. So I'm going to clip one side, I'm going to clip the other side, and I'll show you what I mean about it doesn't set quite right in there. When you close this, you usually have like bits sticking out. Let me open this back up before I close it all the way. And I am going to try to get that as closely trimmed as possible. I'm going to give it a tug test again. And I'll leave it on there, but as you can see now I have a piece sticking out this side that I have to contend with and hope that it doesn't. I just don't like that you have so many possibilities of things sticking out where with just one loop you don't have all that you have to worry about. Let's see if I can get that back in there. Okay, we're going to go with it. I did get this one trimmed down really good. Does seem to be tight. We're going to leave it. This side, I am just going to do the normal. I see so many people doing the double loop thing. I'm not a fan of it. As long as it is holding tight, you shouldn't need 2 loops. We're going to open this, you know, looping it over. We're going to open this wide so we can get our pliers in there, drop it down. We're going to put our crimp tube on. If you're having to do 2 loops, either you're using a really fine wire, like the wire from Walmart is really, really fine. Or you're using a really big crimp tube. And that's okay if you have to do it. But yeah, if you're using the right size wire and the right size crimps, you should not have to do the loop at all. So I of course made sure that all my, you know, it curls around like it should. It's not got gaps. And I'm mashing down my crimp tube. I'm going to give it a tug test. And it's fine. And I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to clip that off. And then I'm going to close. hold of them and close my clamshell. Find the right ones, and I'm going to close it. Close it. Now I'm going to take, get a hold of the right pliers here. I don't want the ones that cut. A 4mm jump ring. These are from Bead Bargains. They are, I believe, a 18 gauge. Like I said, I did not order from the sale, the Black Friday sale. I had stuff in my cart and I didn't bother. I had bills and things to take care of, and all that came first. So, oh well, it's okay. I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to come back here. I'm going to, oops, you see what I did? Now I gotta find where it's open. There it is. I forgot to put my lobster on. Get hold of it. I'm going to open, put my lobster on, close it back up. Because I had a bunch of jump rings and stuff. And then put on my 6mm. These are also 18 gauge from Bead Bargains. All my links are down below. Give it a little bit of work harden. And then I'm going to grab another 4mm because I want to add that charm. Whoops. Of course, they're all like stuck together. I mean, the sale was fantastic. 40% off sale. I think it's still going till the, I thought she said the 5th. So, whoops. And that's if you're a subscriber. There you go. I put that on the jump ring that the closure is on. I will measure this for you because it should be right around 7 inches. Because by the time you add these on and the bigger jump lobster and the jump ring, we are at 6 3/4 inches. Awesome. And we will clasp this. And like I said, adding a this little bit of chain, believe it or not, will bring it up to 7.5 inches. So let me go ahead and do that because I did say I was going to add that chain and I forgot. So we're going to do that right now. So this is like, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch. So this is going to add a total of 1 inch to it. So it'll bring it to 7 3/4 inch bracelet. I can actually take a tiny bit of that off because that's really too big. And trust me, I will use that little piece on another bracelet. And it lays right there, so. Because most people want between a 6 3/4 to a 7.5 inch bracelet. So there's that. And then we'll put this jump ring here. And I'll measure So that should bring us about a 7.5 to 7.75 inch bracelet. 7.5. Just under 7.5 actually. So there we go. I really like this bracelet. Turned out really pretty. I wasn't sure about it. All right, let's leave that right there. Look at the time. Oh, we got time for more. Like I said, this is my Sunday, my weekend video. Where'd that box go? I said I wanted to attack because I need to use up some of these boxes. It's just I'm having difficulties. Let's make a little girl's bracelet. I'm not sure what I did with the little teapots. I had a lot of people look at them, but that's as far as I went. Okay, I don't see my teapots. Maybe I won't be. Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought they were right. Where to find them? I have earring hooks. Okay, well maybe I didn't take the teapots with me. So, did I leave them laying here? No, I don't see them. Okay, well maybe I'm not going to. Oh, I wanted to update you guys. Yes, it's on there. It just took forever to glue. So, he's in a video coming up. Well, I want to do teapots with them. I'm not going to do them until I do the teapots. That is amazing. I thought I took them with me. Okay, maybe I didn't. Let's go ahead and do these. I really like these. I like them. I like them paired with these. So let's make a bracelet with them. And whatever they come out, they come out. I want to use these milky white ones for something special. So let's pull them out. All right, let's throw together a bracelet. Oh. Let's put another one of these. Maybe we'll use, I want to use those on earrings. Okay. And, oops. Oh, that would have been bad to drop that box. We're going to need jump ring, jump ring, jump ring. I'm going to get out some more spacers. We're going to use these instead. What do you guys think? That look good? We'll use those. And, oh, you know what? Maybe the gold will look better. Oh, no. No, no, no. Definitely not. And then we'll stick with the clamshells. How's that? I like that. And let's see. We got some spacers. We got the green. We got the little white. We're going to put a little leaf. We're going to get some green cord out. Oh, I like these. So these are tree agate and moss agate. Get that green cord out of our way. I need another length of this. So 8 inches, about 11 inches. So that is going to be more than enough. So it's about 10 and a half inches altogether. This weighs 12 inches, so I'm kind of going between the 8 and the 12. All right, let's go ahead and, how do I want to do this? I definitely want a couple on each end with a green. Let's get all this stuff out of our way. So we're going to put a green. I'm going to do maybe a couple and a green. I may get more of these out. I think 2 is too many together. I kind of like that, with this being my center focal. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. How does that measure up just the way it's setting? 7 inches. Way too many beads. Because I have 2 right here. I only need 1. That'll work. Let's put this together. I like it. So my center focal is going to be what I just do. So I have 2, 2, 1 and 1, 1 then 1, 1 then 1, and then my center is going to be this little conglomerate here. But I need 1 more of those little white ones to make it work. Like that. Okay, let's put this together. So let's work on my center. So I'm going to have a bead cap, a green bead, and a bead cap, and then a tree agate, bead cap, moss agate, bead cap, tree agate, bead cap, moss agate. So that is my center focal. Whoops, I forgot the bead cap. If I don't do it, I'll forget to do it. Oops. So that's my center focal. And then I'm going to do, I guess it's going to be the same pattern. All the way. How funny. What can I do to make that look different? Maybe put a spacer bead. I forgot to put a, this is going the wrong way. So let's back this up and put a spacer bead here. Just go ahead and take this back off. I want a spacer bead. One of those moss agate. Spacer bead. Come on, little dude. Tree agate. I'm calling them space bead caps and spacer beads. Yep. Let me get that aside. Come over here and fix this side. So I have both sides the same. I don't want to let go of it. There. Make sure that they're on there, facing the right way. I forgot a spacer bead right here. I was like, why does that not look right? Oops. And I kind of want to change him out. I want to put this green one like this one on here. So they kind of match in the middle. Did I just lose him? I did. He went flying. I thought I had him on. Okay. Try it again. Spacer bead. Do it again. Sometimes you think you have things together and you don't. Yeah, that's right. I had a bead cap. Now let's look. Looks good. All right, let's keep going on this way. We're going to put a tree agate, bead cap, moss agate, bead cap, moss agate, bead cap, tree agate, bead cap, and I'm going to stop there and put a clip on that. And after all of this, I put a tree agate, bead cap, moss agate, bead cap. When you bead on the fly, it is so hard to talk and keep concentrated, because if you lose your concentration on what you're doing, you make mistakes real quick. Then you have to go back and fix them. Now I have to concentrate and look. After him, I did 2 sets. There's him, and then 2 sets. Let me measure that, because that's looking pretty long. It is a little over 4.5 inches. So I think we can go ahead and do a tree agate and a silver like that. I'm going to switch ends and clip this end. So we're going to put a tree agate and a I'm looking for about 5.5 inches. And we are at 5.5 inches. So we're going to go ahead and do our ends. I am going to put a clamshell on through the bottom, out through the mouth. And then, whoops, I set them aside. 2 of the crimp tubes. These are from Amazon. So they say they're 2.2 or 2 by 2, but you know, they look awful small compared to others that say they're 2 by 2. I'm going to bring it up close to the end, but not at the very end, and I'm going to smash it down. And I'm just going to make sure it's on there good. I'm going to give it a tug test. It's tight. It's on there tight. I'm going to close my clamshell, give it a little squeeze, and then tighten the end. Slide all that down. And making sure it's, you know, it moves good, but it doesn't have any gaps. And I'm going to take my other clamshell, opening it up wide, and put it on. And I'm going to put my other crimp tube on. Just like so. Put it down in there. Reaching in. And give it a smash. Nice and tight. So we are having chili for lunch today. It's going to be late. It's about 1:30. Alan makes the most amazing chili. I can't make chili. It comes out tasting way too tomatoey, if that's such a thing. He can sit there and tell me what to put in, and mine comes out tasting like tomatoes. Just does. I'm going to double check that. Yes, it's on there tight. And he just come out and stuck his face up to the camper window to let me know that the chili was done, and I gave him 5 fingers because basically I'm going to be about 5 more minutes. So, yeah, we're having chili. It's cold. We had our first snow yesterday, and you wouldn't even know it came down. Came down for about an hour. Big old fat snowflakes. I did a reel, put some song with it. Look at how pretty that is. I like this bracelet. I may make myself one. I'm trying to make myself wear some more jewelry, guys. I really, really am. So I'm going to add a jump ring. And did I not get out a clasp? I did not. So, but I don't go anywhere, guys. I'm a homebody. And now that it's weather's here, now this lady doesn't leave the house. I will set myself right here with my cat and be a cat lady for the winter. So I'm opening up my 4mm 18 gauge because trust me, you want a good gauge jump ring. And I'm putting it on my loop of my clamshell. And then I'm putting my lobster on. I forgot to check it. I'll check it here in a second. And then I'm closing that jump ring. Checking it. It's closed. Check our lobster. He works nice. And then I'm going to take the other 4mm. I'm going to open it up like so. I'm going to put it on. And I'm going to put it on the same jump ring that the lobster is on. And I'm going to close it. And what I like about this mistletoe leaf, or whatever it is, poinsettia leaf, I'm trying to remember what they called it without stopping to look at the paper. I will in a minute. Is it doesn't have the color on it, so you know, it's really good. I'm glad, because it can work for any season. And then this end we will add a jump ring. Then I'll measure it and see if we need to add a little bit of chain or not. And then I will close it. And this is a 6mm. I think this one might be a 20 gauge though. You can feel the difference when you get used to it. The difference in the gauges. Look at how pretty that is. Let's go ahead and measure this. Ta-da! I think this is about around a 7-inch. But let's measure this. It is about 6 3/4. Now I'm like, where did my little piece of chain go? Well, I don't see him offhand, so I'm not going to worry about it, because we can easily just add a piece. One jump ring will give us an extra 1/4 of an inch. Those are holly leaf charms. So yeah, they work for all year long. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Whoops, 1 hour and 37 minutes. And I will upload this. So there's one piece. Let's get rid of these out of our way into our dish. Everything we use is going to kind of go in a dish. And that'll be our thumbnail. And then we've got those two going. Whoops. Get this picked up. Put in that dish. And then I made my sister-in-law this beautiful bracelet. I love this. I'm going to have to make myself one. I love that chunky bracelet. I'm trying to look in my phone and see what you guys can see. And then I made this gorgeous necklace, which is now tangled in two. There we go. This necklace is so pretty. I love how it turned out. You know what? We're going to have to put the necklace down across the bottom and move the bracelets up. Like that. There we go, guys. So I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. I have such a wonderful beading family. Thank you for watching. Love you guys so much. And I'll talk to all of you guys down in the comments below. Bye, everybody.